Grace and Good Friends podcast world. Thank you for tuning in, man. Wow, today's episode is gonna be, well, shoot. Let me not just hype it up. Let's just live it out, baby. So I'm here with a good friend of mine. I'm a very talented young man, producer, artist, rapper, singer, songwriter, and more than that. We're gonna get into all of it. But one time for the one time, ladies and gentlemen, please give a very warm welcome to Jxdy.
Y'all, what's good? What's good? It's a pleasure
good,
to be
man.
here, man.
Man, Jxdy. Shoot,
Sir.
where do we start?
Man,
I mean, we could go back. You know, like you've got your artistry, man, is so bold. Like
Yeah,
it speaks for itself. But it didn't just get here overnight.
definitely. It's been a long journey. And it's only the beginning. This is a passion and dream of mine that's started since a kid, man. It's always been in me. So this is like a lifelong process and a journey. But thankful to God to still be here, man, and just overcome the trials and tribulations and just go harder. So yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here.
So you said trials and tribulations. That means like along this process, some part of the way, I mean, you've gone through some things.
Oh yeah.
And I know these things aren't just ordinary, like stubbing your toe. And don't get me wrong, like if you stub your toe, I get it. That could be a
It don't
bad
hurt.
That could be a bad day. But man, let's talk about some of the things that have poured in, that have affected you in your personal life, and that have made their way into your music. Because each trial, each tribulation is like a test. It's like a faith growing.
Yeah.
And I've witnessed it, bro, being near you, like seeing like how you are, something happens in your life and then how you have to move through it, right? How you get to that other side. So what's something you could speak on in that regards?
Man, I really just give it out to God, man, because it's still a process. It's still a journey even to this day. But he gives me strength, and I mean, starting from, because I'm originally from El Dorado, Arkansas. Shout out to Pound, A70. And so then just coming from there, then moving here when I was about 7 or 8 back in 2012. And then just I originally wanted to be a basketball player, because I was athletic, but I always had music in me deep inside. I used to always dance, as some people seen on my Instagram, the video of me dancing.
Yeah, you had a video of, man, you were just a real young buck,
I was about like 8 years old.
Sheesh.
8 years old in that video, but just coming from that, and then I found a passion of music. Let's say about like middle school, and then that's when me and my best friend Seaway, shout out to him.
Yeah.
Along with Seaway, we started making music around that time. And so as far as trials and tribulations go, man, it's really just been, losing people along the journey, finding the strength to carry on. But I don't know. I feel like God just put something in me to just, stick with it and keep going.
Strong.
And I thinking about it now is something that he's put in me since a young boy, and he gave me the strength to keep going. I just keep going. So yeah, man, it's been a process and journey for sure, and also my music is personal. It reflects my life.
Yeah, you use the record, if you will, like as a means to really open up.
Yeah.
And for the most part, you're pretty transparent, in your music.
Definitely.
You sharing on some experiences, and you're touching things that maybe someone who just knows you on a surface level may not know about you. And then they run it back and hear it through the music. They're like, Jxdy, wait.
Yeah. So speaking on that, it's actually funny because my girl was just telling me a few days ago. She was like, when she first met me and heard my music, she heard me and she understood it. But as we're in this relationship and she sees the process and actually knows what I deal with and the trials and tribulations, she like it actually makes sense. So she go back and listen to my music nowadays, and she like, yo, like it hit 10 times harder.
Well, it hit different
when you in front row. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, that's what you meant when you said
you connecting the dots.
You know what I mean? So yeah, man.
That's real, man.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good way to like experience music in general or art itself. You know, like that front row. Not everyone's gonna see that. Not everybody that hears your music is gonna be able to experience that. But it's like, it's that much more valuable, you know, as a listener to be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, he done really. Oh, okay.
Like, yeah.
Nah, that's fire.
You rap cat.
Man.
No, for sure, man. For sure.
So starting at a young age, recording, man, at a young age, early teenage years.
Yes.
You weren't always rapping for God.
Yeah.
So and we have to touch on, you kind of like, you're so humble, bro. Like you're really not leaning into it, but you know, I noticed you gave God the glory, but like, bro, your timeline that you shared with me, like there is no coincidence, bro. Like there is no, and I see why, you know, I see where Perfect Timing Productions came from, you know, because that's really a
PTP, man.
Yeah, PTP for real one time, you know. That's really a like a representation of your life, bro, and how God's been moving. For example, like I know, okay, so like you started out, it wasn't always Christian music.
Nah, for sure.
So what was that transition like?
I mean,
you grew up.
So I'm a PK, right?
Yeah. Okay. For those of you who don't know, it means a pastor's kid.
Exactly.
You know, not everybody knows.
Yeah,
Church,
nah,
and not everybody church folk. You know?
Put them on game. I'm a PK, so I mean, when I started out making music, it was secular, but being really wasn't nothing like crazy for real. I mean, it was just good, positive music.
It wasn't in the realm of negative sound waves, but it also wasn't in the realm of what we refer to as CHH.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, so I started out making music. I was really just the stuff I was talking about, you know, a rapper getting money, you know, and looking good, and just, I mean, that's really about it. But the transition, so it's pretty crazy. So I want to say, because I started rapping in like 2019, 2020. That's when I was like, okay, this is how you do this. This is how the autotune work. And so from 2019, 2020 up until 2022, that's when the transition, it was slowly but surely happening.
Meaning like God was already doing the work on your heart.
He was doing the work on my heart. There was just some things I was dealing with in 2022. I was about 17. I was in high school. It was just going through
in high school,
you know, just feelings of loneliness and, you know, just that type of stuff. And so I was kind of already seeking God in that aspect. And then, he was doing the work in my heart. And then it's like as time went on, my heart was being slowly transformed. So it was like, and I'm going to be honest, like, the Christian rap space played a big part in that. I came across people like Few, Aha, while my heart is being worked on. So I'm like, oh, this is drawing me closer.
That music was a bridge.
Yes.
He was kind of like sealing the deal on that heart.
Yes.
That heart posture.
Yes. And then like, and I had reached a point where, cause you know we always hear about like rappers like dying, right? And I'm a rapper, so I'm like, I just kind of noticed this weird pattern.
Yeah.
In this industry, and I'm like, something don't.
Like, that ain't right.
I'm like, hold on, 1 + 1 = 2, but you know, so I'm like, this don't feel right. I'm like, there's something deeper than it, and I always been that type of person. I'm like, nah, there's something deeper in this, right? And so, I was seeking God more on that, and so just imagine, like, I'm like, okay, this space is, you know, it's pretty dark over here. I'm discovering faith-based rap, and God is doing the work on my heart, you know, so now I'm having questions. So I'm like, shoot, do I become a Christian rapper now, or like, am I, you know, because I still wanted to make, like, I wanted to have my faith but still make music, but not be, you know what I mean?
Boxed in.
Yeah, boxed in.
To Well, we all know about, just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that cringy.
Yeah, I can't, bro. I can't do that. I
Nah,
can't do that.
yeah.
So this is where the seed was really planted in my heart. So my aunt had told my mom about this ASAP class. Shout out to ASAP Ward. He's this gospel producer. He's worked with Kimber Real, just some of the biggest gospel artists you could ever think of. He was having this free master class in Dallas. And at this point, I'm like a senior in high school. So I decided to go not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh, he a producer. He can probably put me on game.
Yeah, you
about
learn a couple things.
how to do Pro Tools.
Yeah.
Right. I end up going, I'm the youngest one there. I look around, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. But the class was great. He was teaching us, about vocals and how to stack things and just a whole bunch of ins and outs of the music game and just creating. And so then at the end, he was doing the Q&A. And so people were asking him questions and they were kind of personal. And I was like, I think it's my time to ask him the question that I've been kind of dealing with is like, do I stay where I'm at or do I become like this Christian rap? Like, how do I do this?
Right.
Because I'm not knowing. And then I get up and ask him, I'm like, so, I make rap and I do this, but I'm kind of wondering if I should do Christian rap, but I don't want to come off as what is going on, right? Because I'm just so young at the time. I'm like, I don't really know.
You just need some direction.
Yeah, I don't know how to do this. And so, long story short, man just started like speaking over my life. Like,
what?
I was
from there.
That's
crazy.
It ended up like the whole entire, because it was about at least 50 people there. It was a big crowd of people. And the entire room ended up laying stretching their hands out to me. They was in prayer. Like,
you thought it was just gonna be a step one. He's like, glad you asked. Step one,
bro, it was
do
crazy.
the Christian music. You thought it was gonna be a yes or no.
Literally.
Next thing you know, people in the name of Jesus.
In the name of, man,
awesome.
I'm like,
wow,
it's crazy. He was like,
that's a moment, bro.
You. He was like, you the future.
Wow.
He was like, you going. Just going crazy. And I'm like, this
berserk.
ASAP telling me this. So, yeah, I received it, and that's where the seed planted. That's where I walked away from that. Like, okay, I think I know what I gotta do. At this point, I think
message
I know
received.
Right, literally, and so, so that's where the plant was seeded right there, and then,
wow.
I want to say, so me and my best friend C-Way, we still making music at this time. I'm making,
That's kind of where you took a turn to be more, not biblical, not religious, but to be more gospel.
More gospel. And at this point, let me see. This like the end of 2022, early 23, right?
So you had already graduated?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you're still in high school, right?
I'm still in high school. And that's another reason why it was like a battle for me to call myself like a gospel.
It's a battle for teenage Christians worldwide, bro. That's a common thing. Like, shout out to the ones who standing on business in high school.
Man, shout out to y'all, bro.
I'll be honest, that wasn't me, bro. I got bullied out of like, I can relate. Like, I got not bullied, but I was looking for acceptance.
Yeah.
So like, bro, in the 7th grade, I was the dude who would like invite people to youth group, bring my Bible to school. I was on fire, bro. Jariah on fire. Bro, by 8th grade, by 8th grade, bro, I had like really, and I never really said this. It kind of feels bad to like speak on, but I guess I kind of like for the first time in my life, like turned my back away from God. Like I had made a decision, like, okay, this isn't getting me friends.
Yeah,
this isn't getting me girls.
Exactly. Like, no, for real though, it's a real thing.
And at the time too, just in the household, like things were going on, so it was like an easy time to just kind of put God in a corner. So like I can relate, shout out to the ones nowadays, the Jxdy, y'all on fire.
Bro, keep going.
Yeah, keep going, bro. Like
stand
be that
firm
light.
in your faith, bro, because it go a long way. Because now that I done graduated, I look back, I'm like, man, don't none of that stuff matter. Like,
you're like, bro, I was tripping.
Bro, literally.
I could have been.
Man, yeah, bro. But and so yeah, I'm still in high school, and my music is more like faith based, and my best friend C-Way, he's still making his music.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like, I mean, there was times where it was kind of like, hard to collab. I'm like, bro, you on this, I'm on that, like,
yeah.
but it was it was a journey, and but and I'm gonna get into this, but I realized the whole time God was really using me to prepare for His, you know what I mean? And
Wow.
so, yeah, so I'm making faith-based rap, and he's still going, and then I just, it was something in me to just really, what am I trying to say? Just lead him more this way,
Yeah.
right? And show him there's a way to be you. Like, you can be you, bro. You don't have to like turn into Steve Urkel to like, you know what I mean?
Hold on, Steve.
Like, cause me and my dog Steve, we had so many conversations where I'm like, man, like, I'm on this, bro, and I want it for you too. And he like, yeah, I want that too, but I still want to be me. I'm like,
but I want this too.
you can still wear the hoodie, bro, and the Air Force, like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, he kind of felt like giving all to Jesus kind of meant it coming with a package that it really doesn't have to come with.
It don't have to come with that. And so, I was taking him to 1K few shows, and I was putting them on to like say if Aha dropped or somebody, I'm like, hey, bro, tap into this, bro, like this hard,
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, okay, like this really,
Yeah, they got some.
Yeah, they
Them little Christians doing something.
No, for real.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, let me see. Around January, February I dropped Fear No Evil, which is like one of my like most popular.
Yeah,
songs.
Fear No Evil go crazy, bro.
Man,
that's still the first like on your discography, bro. That's the number one that pops up,
that's
right?
the number one. It should be.
Yeah, it is, bro. We pulling it up for verification.
Let's see. Yeah, Fear No Evil was
So that was the first one you dropped. Oh, Juked Up is a little hotter right now.
Okay, let's go. We improving. We growing.
Yeah.
But I had dropped Fear No Evil February of 2023, and so I showed it to him. He was like, "Man, it's hard." So it's like I'm just giving it my all to really, pull him on this side and just show him something different. And then so that was in February. And so then, long story short, let me see. Yeah, early February, and then so there was kind of a situation between me and him that kind of happened or whatever, and it ended up being on some like, I was like, all right, bro, I told you I'm on this. I've been feeding you for months, and I feel like there's not really
fruit of that
fruit.
So you drew the line.
So I drew the line
basically
because I was. At that point in my life, I'm like, I'm choosing God over, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, so we had to have that conversation, right? And he told me, and honestly, with me coming to him like that, I thought it was gonna end in like nah, you tripping, like, But he, he told me he was
understood,
just like,
right?
He understood 100%.
It was probably like that painful understanding of like
it was hard, bro.
He was like, I hear you.
Yeah.
But I got to do me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, but really,
was that
he was like, I hear you, and he was like, you know what? He was like, I think it's best if you go over here and I go over here, so I can figure that out and really make it make sense in my own head, and let's see what happens.
Man, that probably wasn't easy.
Man, I mean, it was. Man, it was crazy, bro. It was pretty emotional, man. Just and he told me that he loved me and I loved him, and so. Yeah, that was pretty much the situation, right? And so let me see, that was like late February 2023, right? And so then he spent back 2 weeks later after we ain't really chop it up, and he was like, bro, he was like, I accept Jesus Christ, bro. He was just on some like, I get it now. He was like, I've been going to church. I've been really I've been really, seeking him. And he was like, life is good. And this was the most at peace I ever seen him in my life. I knew this dude since I was like 8 years old, 9 years old. And our whole life, everybody got battles, everybody got situations, everybody got questions, and I just always seen that in him. That's why he always came to church with me and my family every Sunday. That's why I always sent him scriptures. That's why, because I just seen the,
Yeah. You felt the burden of
I felt it.
That ministry.
I felt it. I felt it, and we talked about it.
Yeah.
He told me, you know, he was transparent in the things that he was dealing with, and so he comes back 2 weeks after that conversation, or no, about a week. I'm sorry, about a week, and he's like, yeah, man, I accept Jesus. I get it now. And life is good, bro. I'm happy. I'm at peace, bro. Let's really like, I don't know. It just kind of we kind of, when he was telling me that, we had came to a conclusion to not only our brotherhood, but to just kind of walking through life from this point on. So it was like, okay, we locked in, bro. And then shoot, bro.
How soon after that?
Man.
How soon after that did this happen?
You talking about after the conversation?
After that moment of like, yeah, the conversation, but like the moment of like, all right, we're locked in, we're walking together now, you know, 2 by 2.
Yeah.
And this sort of a high, a spiritual high in your life and in your friendship. And then how soon was it, right? Until you turn the corner, and then it's just
okay. So,
because it wasn't a long time that he was locked in on that,
bro. It was. It's so crazy, bro. Like this is why I know that what I'm talking about and what I believe in is so real, because it just happened. It was like it just evaporated. Like
that's what
it was like God, you know what I mean? Yeah. He accepted God. That's why God was like.
That's why I mentioned earlier, like your timeline, bro. Like it's not to take for granted. Like
it's not.
It's we will be remiss. Like we will be fools if we acted like these things didn't happen, you know, with you, the way and the reason and the time that they did.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect timing, man. So yeah, that was about 2 weeks later after we had that conversation of, you know, accepting Christ and locking in, bro. He passed away, just gone. I'm talking about, and that was like, to this day, bro, the most traumatic, like, you know, day I've ever experienced. And
wow. Yeah, because you're only like, what, 18 years old?
I'm 18, bro. I'm a senior in high school. So
you were still in school?
I'm still in school.
I thought it was like
bro.
summer already.
Nah, bro, I'm still in school, bro. I'm like, it was so weird, bro. Like, so this how I know it was God, because it's like, you know, I'm sharing the gospel with him. I'm doing this Christian rap, but at the same time, I'm still a kid. So I'm not really, so when he told me he locked in, I just seen it as, okay, bet, finally, let's do it.
Yeah, you was ready.
But whole time, from the beginning of the time, God, I'm talking about since me and him was boys, little boys. God knew, he knew my assignment, and he knew what was, you know.
It's like there was like God had like claimed his soul from the jump and really just used you as a vessel.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes. And it's, man, it was crazy. So yeah, I had to go through that. And that was like, man, I mean, that's why I'm here today. Just, I mean, everything just, you know, it's a domino effect.
Yeah, your music speaks on that too. Like you have multiple references where you're like, you know, I see him on stage with me, or you ever live life for somebody else, or like different things, and that's your understanding. That's your value of your life today. Is like experiencing the loss of your best friend at 18.
At 18, I'm in high school, and so
2 weeks after he got saved,
bro, crazy.
And that's like not the burden that you carry, but like the responsibility.
That's the responsibility, and this is what I tell people, you know, who get around me, because a lot of people, when they meet me, they like, bro, you so mature. Like when I tell them how old I am, bro, they eyes get so big. They're like, bro, you what? 19, 20? But it's like, because I had to really grow up in one day. It was, you know what I mean? It was just,
that's crazy.
After that, I had to, you know, and
that's the title of your book, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, for real. I don't know. It may not be soon, bro, but like growing up in one day. That's
growing up. Ooh,
bro, come on.
That's spicy. I ain't gonna lie.
That's tough, but that's really what you went through.
That's really what I went through, man. And so, you know, it was tough. Like, let me see, because I think around that time it was spring break. So I came back to school after spring break a whole different person, right? And it was like, I'm still in high school, so it's a lot of high school stuff going on around me, a lot of kids playing, and I'm like, bro. Like,
all that stuff fell off for you.
Man, I'm like, bro, y'all kids. Like, we the same age. I'm like, bro, you a little boy to me. But not even no disrespect. It's just like, I see life on a whole different, like, realm. Like, you know what I'm saying? I see it for a whole different. And so, yeah, I had to carry that the senior year of high school. And then summer came, because I had locks at the time. And then so summer came. And by the way, I want to express this too. So when I lost my boy, so that was in March, from March to April, Mayish, right? I'm going through the motions, right? I'm grieving. I'm mad at God. You know, I'm asking all these questions. I'm just not really feeling the Lord. Cause okay, it was bittersweet because I'm like, yeah, okay, I know he in heaven. I mean, you know, he good, but what about me? You just straight up like snatched.
You still here holding that.
Man, I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
So I'm having this internal war, spiritual warfare. And so then one day I went to the gym, right? Just casually working out, bro. And when I tell you, this was the loudest, even to this day, I feel like this was the loudest I ever heard God's voice. To the point I literally stopped my workout and turned around. Like, I'm like, who just said that? Like, it was crazy. So I'm working out. And then God was like, ooh, man, just talking about it. God was like, you finna be born again. And he was like, he just kept saying the word rebirth. I kept hearing it. Wow. And I was like, get this. I'm like, what is that? Like, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, rebirth? I'm trying to live weight. He's like, rebirth. I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Right? So then the Lord was just basically telling me, he was like, I'm going to do a complete new thing inside of you. And it's finna be so big to where the transformation has to start on the outside. And I was like,
he gave you some specific instruction right there.
I'm telling you. And so I'm like, wow, that's crazy. I'm like, okay, start on the outside. So I mean, so God went straight to the point after that. He was like, cut your locks off. I'm like, what? I'm like,
step one,
bro. And I feel like I feel like I looked so weird at the gym. I'm like, bro, who is talking? I'm like, bro, but nah, literally though, he was like, cut your locks off. So I'm like, dang, I don't really want to do that. I love my hair.
Yeah.
And but as time went on, I started receiving it. And as time went on, it started making sense. And that's how I know it was God, because I would have never thought of this.
Wow.
I'm not thinking like this. But it started making sense because the Lord was telling me, I'm going to do a new thing in you. I'm going to give you new life. Because at that point, I didn't see new life. I thought my life was over.
Basically stuck.
Yeah, I'm stuck. This is my life. This is who I am.
That's what it is.
And nothing more than that. But the Lord was like, no, I'm going to give you a whole new life. He was like, I mean, I just started seeing visions. It was weird, bro. And he was like, but it starts on the outside. So that was like, what, April, May.
Left the gym, went straight to the barbershop.
Got scared. No, but it took a couple months. Cause mind you too, I'm still in high school when I'm experiencing that. So I'm like, boy, ain't no way I'm finna cut my dreads in high school. Boy, they gonna smack my head. Nah.
Yeah.
But I ended up graduating, and then it's about like June 1st. June is like, as soon as June came, I hit the big chop. And as soon as I hit the big chop, I felt new.
Wow.
I felt different.
Wow.
And when I cut my locks, bro, that was the happiest I done been since then, like since before then. So I'm talking about months of just straight, going through it. And then when that happened, I was so happy. And then that's when my record Born Again came, when I cut my locks. And so since then, I've been
that was
on
like
that journey.
phase 2 of
That was phase 2,
Fear
man.
No Evil, Born Again.
Literally, man. And then let me see. And then I ended up meeting my boy.
Yes, sir.
Dason, you feel me?
Hey, one time for the devil himself. Nah, Daredevil,
Nah, for sure, man. That's when we met.
That boy anointed, y'all. I'm just playing. He not there. He not devil.
He alright. But yeah, I met him that summer. And then we ended up locking in, and then shout out to Outlandish. Y'all really
on that back.
Man, that was an experience. That was like my first Christian festival. That was like, for me, that was like my pop out.
Yeah.
Hit like, this is me, this is my name, here y'all go. And so that was November 23.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, so it was kind of like after I hit the big chop and after I, grew in my word, grew in my faith. The Lord just put
It
the
really
pieces
just
together
locked in.
out of nowhere.
Ironically, first the locks came out,
Man,
and then you got locked in.
man, talk to him. No, but that's really how it had to go, and that's what God was telling me at the gym. He was like, "It's all gonna unfold, but you got to start here."
Obedience.
And so, man, I just it's been a journey, but I'm so grateful to God because even with experiencing that loss, He's
Still blessed you, bro.
He's still blessed me.
From what I see outside looking in, he's blessed you.
Yeah,
He's used you.
yeah,
He's grown you, provided for you.
yes.
It don't stop, bro.
Man,
like,
it don't.
and this is
stop.
really just the beginning too.
Yeah.
So it's like he's outside looking in, bro. And I'm sure you feel the same way if you were to just think it upon yourself. But he's got you.
Yeah.
I gotta backtrack a little bit, bro. I
Let's
know
do
you two things I gotta talk about. You was talking about meeting Dason at the show in Grand Prairie, and then you was talking about Outlandish later that fall. But let's backtrack a little bit, bro. You come back from spring break, man, and you just lost your best friend.
Yeah.
Bro, you went on later that semester to win the talent show, bro.
Oh no. Okay, I got you.
When was the talent show, bro?
So the talent show. Oh man, this is crazy. So the talent show was actually that January.
Oh, so it was right before. Oh, so he was there.
He was at the talent show. This is, bro. Like this is why I do what I do. It's like
Come on.
He was. So my dog Sia was at the talent show, at Martin High School, and so
shout out to the Warriors.
Shout out to the Warriors, man. And I ain't gonna lie, for this talent show, I'm pulling out everything, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And honestly, it was a lot of talented high schoolers participating.
There wasn't nobody like Jxdy.
Hey, man.
Hey,
It's all love, bro, but I'm pulling out everything. So I'm rap. I come out the stage, I'm rapping, and then I bust out a piano solo. Second round, I rap. I got my boy, my homie Nate at the time, playing the electric guitar. Then I hop on the drums and do a. So I'm doing like this is like BET Awards. Like
that boy let it all out.
Man, it was crazy. And so, yeah, I ended up winning. And that was like one of the.
What a moment, bro.
That was, and I kid you not, to this day, bro. That was one of the like most special moments I've ever experienced. I felt something so good. Just winning that. I don't know if it was because Sia was there, and I don't know what it was, but it just felt so. You know what I mean?
I kind of feel like it was God giving you. He knew what you're gonna come to accomplish, what you've already accomplished.
Yeah.
In your Christian music career and what's in the future. Like it's been spoken over you. You know it. Those who are close to you know it.
Yes.
But you're gonna do things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the talent show was God's gift of like, because God knew what was gonna happen 2 months later.
Yes.
And maybe that was his like sign off to you and to Seaway saying like, this is one moment, and then things are gonna change after this, but I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna let you have this,
bro. It was one of the most special nights ever in my life. I'm talking about 5 minutes before I go on. I'm nervous because this is a high school talent show. It's about 200 to 300 people in this auditorium. And I'm like, yeah, I'm talented, but this still high school. If I mess up one time,
they're going to roast you.
You know what I mean? It's over.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous.
That boy not talented.
No, for sure. Ain't no real rapper. And, bro, 5 minutes before the show, Seaway, he's like in the front row. He FaceTimes me, bro.
Sheesh.
And the first thought that went through my mind when he FaceTimed me, I'm like, boy, you supposed to be like
locked
not
in.
Calling me right now.
Yeah.
Like
come
we
on,
in the
man.
middle of production, bro.
How you gonna do this?
But he was like, Joey, like, bro, I'm so proud of you, bro. Like, I already know you gonna kill it, bro. Like, you gonna win, bro. Like he was just hyping me up. He was like, bro, you got it, bro. Turn me up. Like, it was like so crazy. I'm like, yeah, like you right, bro. You right. I went out there, did my thing, and man, that was my dog, bro. Like, he was the most hyped out of everybody in that show, man. And
what a moment, man.
So I carry that with me, bro, and I feel like that's what it is to this day and for the rest of my life, is that he always gonna be on that front row, cheer me on, and just let me know, and he gonna turn me up, bro.
That's
and,
love.
And God is with us. God is with us. So,
amen, man.
Yeah,
Speaking of God being with us. And this is a perfect segue because earlier you was talking about Outlandish.
Yes, sir.
So I got to put put the highlight on your cap right now, bro.
Hey,
No
man.
cap, but look at the cap.
Hey.
My dog's got the exclusive Outlandish. This episode is sponsored by Outlandish merch.
Yeah, feel me.
You know, we got the Pray For Us. We got the O
Pray
special
for us,
tag on the
man.
inside. This is our first piece. It's not even out yet, bro. This boy rocking the demo.
Hey, I think I'm special if you say so myself.
Yeah,
I'm rocking the
one of
That's an
one.
honor, though.
The one of
Yeah,
one, bro.
the one of one.
Bro, the tariffs done kicked in. It cost so much to get this hat here.
Yes,
and,
bro.
And like that hat, no, literally, like the production of that hat costs more than what we're gonna sell them for because it's a demo. You know,
Yeah.
if you only make one, they're gonna like triple tax you.
Yeah.
You know, and then of course it's cheaper if you buy more, whatever.
Yeah.
Economics and all that. But yeah, man, appreciate you rocking that. That's major.
Bro, it just kind of
It just makes sense.
it just something came to me. I was like, I don't want anything else on my head for this. I want to wear this. Like,
Wow. Yeah. Hey, and it speaks for itself, man. Pray for us, man. Like,
yes. Yeah.
and that's kind of like just, you know, for those of you who follow Outlandish and tap in, thank you. You know, it's more than just a music festival. It's more than just this podcast. You know, we're a community of believers and creatives. And I think that hat being the first piece is huge because it really sums it up. Like,
Definitely.
Pray for us. Anybody can wear it, and it's like, well, who's us? And it's like, that's your people.
Yeah.
You know, like whoever you rock with, whoever you got love for. It's like,
the community.
hey, just say a little prayer for us. You know,
please,
so
please.
man, moving in, I gotta ask one thing about the high school Jody, and then we gotta focus on where you're at today, bro.
Let's get it.
Cause it's no joke.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
And then in between those conversations, you know, I want to play the unreleased
Okay, let's
the
do it.
album. We'll talk about the album quick too.
Yes, sir.
We are on the back end of the episode. We gotta cram our best at the end. But look,
Yeah.
check it out. There's a lot of people at that talent show that saw Jody that day, and that probably haven't seen you since graduation.
For sure.
You could probably say a lot of things to them being in a different place now than you were then.
Mm-hmm.
But if you could sum it up, what's something you would tell those people? Maybe they're watching you through social media. Maybe they forgot about you. But if there's something as a man that you're becoming,
Yeah.
something you would want to say to those people.
Something I would want to say, first off, is there's nothing that you can't go through with God by your side.
That's good.
Because with experiencing that so young, you know, and not knowing really anything else, really, because you still trying to figure your own life out.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even know my own life. How you gonna?
Yeah, facts.
So it's the fact that I'm literally still here, still standing. You know.
Yeah, shout out, still standing.
Yeah. You know, there's nothing that you can't go through with God by your side. So I would just say continue to seek Him, and chase after your dreams and keep going. Like if you have a passion and a desire, right, since a kid or high school or young adult, keep chasing that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes as you go through life, that's gonna be the thing that, you know,
Pushes you through.
that pushes you through, you know. So I would just say keep going with that. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I would say, man.
That's love, man. I gotta say, shout out to all my guests on this show. Like,
Oh yeah.
sometimes I ask some crazy crazy questions.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of y'all. Y'all got some good answers, bro. Like I think in hearing you respond and hearing the others respond in the previous episodes, and I'm like, man, they're actually saying something. And I in my head, I'm like, if someone asked me that, I might be fumbling.
Well, nah, for sure. Well, for me, bro, I'm an open book, and I love any opportunity I have to tell my testimony, my story. I'm gonna share it, bro. I'm not holding anything back.
Let's
bro.
go.
Cause I didn't go through this for nothing.
Yeah, there's no way you could hold that in.
I can't, bro. So yeah, man. Yeah.
That's love. Ladies and gentlemen, Jody is an artist on all streaming platforms. We're going to drop his tags later, but it's Jxdy
Yes, sir.
on all platforms.
All plats.
My boy got a starter pack EP, came out in the winter of 2023.
Yes.
Since then, he's dropped a double single
Yes, sir.
called Juked Up and Still Standing.
Yes.
On top of that, we got a couple other singles. But right now, Jody is working on a brand new album, fully produced by him. What's the name of the album, bro?
Okay. This is where I'm leaking the title because I haven't even said it yet.
Oh, this is.
So, come on. So this is where we get it, man. So my debut album, the name of this album will be Pain Don't Last Forever.
Come on. You low-key leaked it in one of your songs.
Man, I did. And you know what? That's because at that time I thought it would be out around that time.
Wow.
But God was still
Working on it.
Still is working on me. So, Yeah, I did though. That's funny you
Yeah,
bring that up.
yeah. It was like it was written
It was written.
before. Come on, man.
Man, it's crazy. So yeah, man, pain don't last forever, and really, mini story behind that title. The Lord gave me that title back in 2023 when I was in the worst season of my life. So when I came up with that title, I didn't even believe in it for real. I just knew this. All I knew at that time of 2023. I'm like, this was like summer 23. I'm like, I'm going through a painful time. I know I'm gonna make an album about it.
The album done come to life since then, and it's not even out yet.
Exactly.
Like it's been being developed.
It's being developed. He
Sheesh.
working, bro. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna make an album, and I was like, I don't know what I would call it. And then the Lord,
Dropped
like
it
he
on
do, he pain don't last forever. I was like, what?
I like that, man.
So yeah, man.
So we got an unreleased world premiere, and you know what we do on Grace and Good Friends.
Yes.
We world premiere all the time. That's just what we do, baby. So
Let's get it.
what's the name of this track, man?
So this one right here is called Mercy.
Okay.
It's a turned up joint, and this is honestly one of my favorites on this album, man, because it's just like His mercy endures forever, man. Like when you wake up every day, His mercy. When you done made it through the worst, His mercy. It's just His mercy.
Yeah,
His mercy.
Hey, you heard it here first, man. His mercies. Shout out to the track Mercy off the upcoming album Pain Don't Last Forever by Jxdy. Let's run it up one time. Tripping. All right, guys, bear with me. What's going on here?
It wasn't meant for them to hear it or what?
That's crazy.
What?
It's coming out of the phone.
Yeah.
Brother.
They trying to make it look.
They trying to make us look crazy out here.
Trying so hard for y'all not to hear this.
Bro, this will not happen right now.
Man, this was so fun creating this record. And shout out to my boy Dason too, man. Had a writing camp at his crib and really helped me put this track together for real. And, made it what it is today. So shout out, bro, man.
Man, shout out Dason, bro. And just for those of y'all who don't know, Daredevil and Dason are the same person, but we're figuring it out for real.
Alter egos or what?
Bro, what's going on over here?
Man.
This is crazy. Oh, no. Man, what do I do? Well, hey, this is what happens, right? You got to learn to shake it. Shake it and bake it, baby. Ricky Bobby one time.
Yes, sir.
We start from scratch. I'm going to get it, bro.
Just play it on the phone and dub it in post, and we'll cut it through. We'll just cut it.
It's definitely not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's the same.
But you want the full experience.
But I feel like I need that full experience.
We need it. Man. Nah, this is one of my hardest joints that I ever did. Ever.
I'm tempted. Like, I feel like if I can get it in the next minute, people are going to sit through this,
Y'all gotta
like
y'all
this
gotta
is
this.
It's worth the wait.
Y'all gotta hear this. And I'm so serious, bro. Y'all gotta hear this, man.
This is crazy because it worked before we tested it before we went live.
We sure did.
Brother Bear. I'm losing my cool, y'all. No, I'm playing. I'm about to crash out, y'all.
For sure. They don't.
It's all right, man. Let's play it like this.
Let's get it. Look at that boy Days and that boy Bobby the head. He know what time it is. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sample crazy.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Is that you?
Yeah. I just be having fun, man.
No, for sure. Oh, 04.
Man, 04 baby, man. I met my brother from another mother. Shout out to that.
Yeah.
Talking about straight out the gutter.
Yeah.
Still trying to push to the come up. Then he just like, yeah, turn me up. Yes, sir.
Oh, gee.
When I see my brother on the shirt, yeah, it hurt. Overcame by that.
Yeah. Is what? Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm really nah, I ain't gonna talk over it. Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm really excited to see how we put that together in post.
Yes, sir.
We just did something we never done. That was crazy. The technology let us down, but we still out here. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first.
Yes.
On Grace and Good Friends.
Yes.
Mercy by Jxdy off the upcoming unreleased album.
Yes.
Pain Don't Last Forever.
Pain don't last forever.
Jxdy, man, we got to close our way out. Before we do, though, I'm not going to do the outro just yet, man. I just want to talk about what you're doing today. You know, catch people up, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got a lot going on. You got a lot on your plate as an artist, as a producer, as a creative.
Man.
But what's some of the goals, man? Like, where we at? And after that, we'll
Man, trying to get this album out, bro. Like,
so that's the priority.
That's the priority. This album has been in my heart for 2 years, bro. I just feel like it's time, bro. It's time, and I honestly wanted this album out. It would have been out by now if it was up to me.
Yeah.
But
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing, man. I'm still human at the end of the day. Go through life, still taking losses, man. Had a big loss earlier this year, so had to kind of take a step back and get my heart and mind right.
But still
make
standing.
Sure the family, but still standing. I'm putting that joint on the album because I'm like, that joint is just such.
Bro, is that the outro? Or somewhere in the middle?
It's a
kind of hear it at the end, bro.
It's gonna be a bonus track.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Because it's already been out.
It's been released.
But it gotta go on the project because it's a part of the story.
It makes sense.
Yes,
in there.
It's a part of the story, man. But so yeah, I'm really just working on this album. Trying to get my content game up.
Yeah, fire. It's not easy.
It's not easy, man. Trying to stay consistent on TikTok, Instagram, all the socials, man.
Sure.
And yeah, I'm kind of one foot in, stuck in the lab, but then the other foot is like, all right, it's time to pop outside just a little bit so I can show my face and
For sure.
Just let people know who I am and share my story. So,
Finding that balance.
Yeah, find that balance, man. So just a mixture of both. But yeah, man, this album, and then hopefully after the album, man, really take the whole career to a bigger and better
level up
scale. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Bigger shows, bigger events. Man, I hope to God I get some merch, bro.
Yeah.
Trying to get some merch, man. More collabs. Really just take it higher, bro.
Just keep leaning into what you got going on.
Keep leaning in, man. God had me wait for a reason,
for
so
sure.
It's a reason for that. So yeah, man.
That's tough, man. Hey, we're here for it, man. We're here,
Yes,
us,
sir.
the crowd, Outlandish. your boys, everybody in this room, and then on top of that, the people listening, bro. You know, if they made it this far into the episode, it's because they rock with you, bro. So like,
hey, I love y'all for real.
You know, we tapped in, and if you're not tapped in, one time for the one time, Jxdy, where can we find you on social media?
All right.
And then also, what's something on your heart, man? You want to wrap this up? You got to say something to the people. What would that be?
You can find me everywhere. Jxdy. On Instagram, there's Jxdy with 4 Ys. I'm pretty sure the same thing on TikTok. On all platforms, it's Jxdy. Spotify, Apple Music. You can find me on YouTube, same Jxdy. And when you search up Jxdy, find the one with my face on it.
yeah, and you can see his face right there on the screen.
You can see it right there.
That's one variation of how he looks.
Yeah, right? No, for real. So yeah, that's me. And you said something on my
man. If there's a word, and if there's not, that's cool too. But I always want to give the moment for like, yeah, I've been asking questions. Yeah, we've been having a conversation. But if there's something specific, man, you just want to leave with, it could be encouraging or it could just be whatever. But yeah, this what it's for.
First, I want to say to anybody that's watching and you're going through a rough time, please keep going and give it to God. There's another side to this. That's the first thing. The second thing I want to say is I want to acknowledge my first cousin, man. My cousin Lance, man. R.P. Steezy, man. You know, he passed away early this year, and me and my family, we took a big hit on that. And I just want to let everybody know, man, I'm still going for you. You know, I love you. I love the fam. We're going to keep pushing with the strength of God, and we're gonna turn up and do this thing, man. So got an album coming out, Pain Don't Last Forever, and as you keep moving, life don't stop. It's going to keep trying to knock you down and hit you, but you gotta stay with the Lord. That's the best thing I could say, and I know that may sound cliche, but I'm telling you, you try to do it on your own.
That's the key right there.
You gonna fall. So yeah, man, long live Steezy, long live Seaway, Pain Don't Last Forever coming out. We good, man. Let's go.
Hey, we good. We heard it right here from Jxdy himself, y'all. Thank you for tuning in today. Follow God, give it to God. Don't give up. R.I.P. Lance, R.I.P. Seaway.
Love y'all.
Season 2, we out. Peace.